All right, it's your boy Masta be here live from the MMB Radio studios for the MMB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all. And on the phone lines right now, I'm really excited. I'm giddy. I'm like antsy. I'm moving around in my seat, and I can't control myself. I'm trying to, because I have to get through this podcast. But on the phone lines right now, I have adult film star Saya Song. I've seen your stuff for a while now, and never really thought that I'd ever get the opportunity to have you on the show. Not because you would big time me or anything, but I just never thought our paths would cross. And one night they just did on Twitter. The magic of the internet. The magic of the internet, and I was able to get you to come on. So first off, thank you for taking time to talk to us, and we're going to talk about.
You're welcome.
We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. A lot of things that not only that I want to know about more about you, but I know a lot of the listeners and people that were even tweeting in, asking questions, because there's people that are huge followers of you, which rightfully so. And they want to know some stuff that maybe they don't know, or maybe they do know, and they just want to hear it from your mouth and not so much, my pie hole. So first things first, I guess, is where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in South Korea, but I was adopted as a baby, and I grew up in Michigan.
All right, so born in South Korea. So how long did you spend in South Korea? Much time at all, or did you just kind of out the womb
no.
and then on a plane?
I was adopted when I was 4 months old, actually.
Okay, so you probably don't have any, remembrance of
no
South Korea.
No, okay. I'm 100% American.
And you moved to Michigan, and you're adopted by, it was a white family, a Korean family, who?
White family.
Okay, and when
Yep.
what was life in Michigan like? Was it weird growing up, being adopted and seeing two people and be like, hey, you guys obviously don't look like me? Or did you not really know about it since you were so young?
It was just normal to me. And, it was fine, with my family and everything. Kids can be kind of crappy. So I got, teased a little bit because I had, I went to an entirely white school. But other than that, it was fine.
And so growing up in a white town, all white school, white family, at any time did you question your parents? Where am I originally from? Or did it just seem normal? I'm not really sure what age I started to ask questions, but I'm sure it was really young, because obviously I knew right away that I was not from them biologically, but it wasn't until I was maybe in first grade when I started to really ask exactly where I was from and stuff like that, because other people are asking. Mm-hmm. And so you have to know. Did you have any brothers or sisters, adopted brothers and sisters, or you were just the only child?
I have an older sister. Okay. I have an older sister, but she's also adopted. She's from Korea too.
Okay, so obviously your parents love Korea. And the good thing is they weren't snatching babies up from North Korea, so that's a good thing.
Right, well, Korean babies are the cutest.
So yeah, so they had already adopted your sister, and then they were just like, it's so nice, we're gonna do it twice. We're gonna go back there and get ourselves another one. So they adopted another Korean baby, and growing up in Michigan. And then what was life like growing up when you were into your teenage years and then becoming a woman?
Well, at that age, you start realizing, due to, certain racial stereotypes, that actually, after being teased in elementary school, the Asian thing started becoming a positive thing, but at the same time, it's still racism. People are prejudiced in different ways. If you think about it, most of the Asian stereotypes are all good stereotypes. Except for the bad driver one.
Are you a bad driver?
No, I'm a really good driver, actually.
Okay. And what were some stereotypes that you used to hear growing up that you were just like, that's so totally not true?
Well, I'm not good at math.
Okay. Neither am I.
You know,
I'm a white guy, and
that's
I
true.
hate math, and I hate science, So.
I like science, but, like, there's always that stereotype that, like, Asian people are really good at math or something, and I think that's just because in the Asian culture, they go to school so much, and I wasn't raised in the Asian culture, so I didn't get that benefit.
Now, I'm glad that you're saying that, because for me to say that as a white guy, I sound racist saying that, but I'm just like, everybody assumes that, like, Asian people, oh, they're so smart, they know how to do this, they can build fucking rockets out of their bedroom and, put orbits in space and all this other weird shit, and I'm like, look, before you go on this tirade about all that shit, I've met some Asian people that are dumb as fuck. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like,
just like white people, there's dumb white people, there's dumb black people, there's dumb people in general. So you can't just say.
I don't really think that intelligence is really genetic. I think it's learned, so it's all about, how much you apply yourself.
And it's like you said, growing up, you didn't grow up in that culture where it was just, driven to you. Not to say that your family didn't do didn't do a good job raising you. Just
and I'm not saying that I'm like not smart either. I'm kind of smart.
not exactly. I don't want you to misread into what I was saying. I'm not saying you're dumb and your parents didn't buy you Fisher Price learning toys or nothing. I mean, I'm sure you had all the, all that cool shit, but
yeah, I did.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people think that just because you're Asian that you're automatically smart, which is not really the case. But like you said, that's across the board with everybody. But
that's dumb. And like actually on Twitter recently, someone said something about how like Asian girls had the tightest pussies, and I'm like, come on, like let's be real here.
So are you openly admitting you have a loose pussy then?
What's that?
Are you openly admitting then that you have a loose pussy? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, okay. I'm saying that, pussies don't work like that.
My pussy came here and says it says made in Korea. I know I got a winner. No. And it's funny you're saying on Twitter about how people were saying, stupid shit. And one of the reasons why I got in touch with you on Twitter is because this guy was trolling you on Twitter and he was saying that how what was it that you don't like white people or you don't like black people or something like that.
I don't know what came up. He was like, I'm unfollowing her because she doesn't like white people, and I was like, what?
Which is really weird because you hate your parents obviously. And everybody that lives in your town, and everybody you ever knew.
I grew up with.
Yeah. Everybody you've ever come in contact with, you just can't fucking stand.
And like 90% of the guys I've dated have been white.
Yeah.
So
every guy that I banged was such a disappointment that I just fucking hate the whole race now,
Right, like my best friends, like everyone I come into contact with, everybody I've ever like worked with, I just hate them all because they're white.
And it's like, look, as a white guy, I mean, like, yeah, okay, we're not well endowed, like most people, you know what I mean? So, but that's no reason to hate us. Don't be a hater, So, but it's.
I don't know. I dated a lot of white guys with big dicks.
Well, see, there you go. So there you go. That's some reason that's a good enough reason to not hate us. But it was just funny, and I wanted to set the record straight, and I made sure I said that in the tweet that I sent to you. I was like, we got to set the record straight here because I've followed you on Twitter for the longest, and although we haven't really had much conversation or dialogue together, with each other on Twitter, but you've never come across where, you seemed like you hated white people, but so I just wanted to set the record straight because I don't play that shit. I don't like people that try to make up shit, and because if it's on the internet, it's got to be true,
right?
So
I mean, I don't know if you like misconstrued something I tweeted like the day before, like a couple of days before, because someone had tweeted about Tila Tequila. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I thought you were going to say, have I ever been to Cuba? I was going to say,
anyway,
no.
Tila Tequila was
Tila
like
Tequila.
This,
okay, I thought you said Cuba.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, no, I've never been to Cuba.
But she's like gone all crazy now and is like a white supremacist, which is hilarious because she's not white.
It's because her 15 minutes of fame is over.
I tweeted, I was like, how can a non-white person
Be a white supremacist.
Be like all like white powery. Like that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, you can't really change teams like that. Unless you're doing it in a reverse role. If you're like supportive, like I could be supportive of like the Asian community. I can do that, but I can't be, I don't know.
You can't be like anti-white because you're white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's weird.
Yeah, it is. Well, like I said, she's had her 15 minutes of fame, and I've seen stuff on like TMZ and stuff, and yeah, she is batshit crazy. And it's like, hey, it's what happens when you make a sex tape, and your 15 minutes of fame are over, and all the money is gone, and your boyfriend doesn't want you because you're not bringing in no more money. At that point, you really are worth nothing but just a piece of ass. So you have to say some off the wall shit to get people to even think of, care about who you are, what you're doing. So it's no surprise there.
That's too bad to like be that like needy for attention.
You'd be surprised, man. People do crazy shit for attention. But enough about her, because we got you on the phone lines, and I really don't care about Tila Tequila. That's because we're just feeding into it and giving her more minutes of fame by the longer we talk about her. So when you're a teenager and everything, were the kids starting to change? Were they starting to be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's kind of cool now. I'm kind of interested in, especially guys. Were guys more interested in you now as a teenager? Or like, what kind of dating relationships did you have?
Guys, not guys I went to school with, because living in a small town, like everyone I went to school with, I grew up with. So there I had, like the preconceived notion. After like being bullied, I was pretty defensive. Mm-hmm. So pretty much I wasn't like really friends with too many people that I went to school with, but people outside of school, yeah, like it was fine. People were more accepting, but there was still like actually like the Asian jokes and stuff like that, and usually they were actually like like lighthearted and everything like that. But after a long time, they like got to be annoying. So
were
I stopped being friends with people who did that.
So were a lot of your friends from outside of town, like in surrounding towns and cities to you, or?
Yeah.
So when you're in high school, did you have any steady boyfriends, or?
No, I didn't really have any steady boyfriends until right after high school, and then I started dating somebody and I got married to him. That was a huge mistake.
So you got married. At what age did you get married?
18.
Was this a white guy, or?
Yeah.
And how did you meet this guy? Was it, were you going to college, going to school, or just, somewhere else?
I had met him like through mutual friends. In high school, my thing was going to local shows, like local punk and metal shows. Mm-hmm. So that's how I met friends. And
then you just met him through a friend, and he's just like, hey, fuck it, let's get married, or?
I don't know. We like dated, and I mean, I didn't really have any experience with dating, so.
So it seems right. I
made some bad decisions.
So it all seems like this is the normal thing to do. This is what I see on TV or whatever, and it's just like, okay, I'll give it a whirl.
I don't know. I've always been. I've always made very impulsive decisions, and I've always had a tendency to do kind of extreme things just to kind of like see what happens, I guess. I don't know, because like why not? Like why not live? And I guess I learned from making mistakes.
Well, I'm hoping that you didn't have that mind thought when you decided to come on this podcast.
No, not at all. But I mean, I kind of ended up informed by like, not exactly by accident. Obviously, you can't do it by accident, but
there's ways.
That's true. It was never like really my intention to like be a porn star, I guess.
So take me back to being married. Did you get a divorce from him right away? Did you get it annulled? Like how long were you married to him?
We were married for like almost 3 years before we separated.
Oh, wow. So you had enough time to get the, like, white picket fence and house and everything, and one day
Yeah, we had a house, dogs.
And then at one point, when did it just say, you know what, I'm not really feeling this?
I mean, he was kind of an asshole, so...
From the beginning, or...?
Took, like... Yes.
Okay. And you dealt with it for 3 years.
He proposed to me after our first big fight, and I was stupid enough to be like, yeah, that's a great idea.
It's like the best time to have makeup sex. You have makeup sex and then propose to her, you know? So
I don't know. I just got, like, tired of being miserable, essentially.
Okay. And then I was doing a little research on you, and apparently you're pretty handy-dandy with the home video camera. And you used to make films in your home before becoming, you know, on-screen DVD paid for this stuff?
That is correct. I did it for almost 3 years before I started doing like high production porn.
Now, was this before or after marriage?
After.
Okay,
Long after,
so we should probably credit this guy somewhat for, you know, kind of pushing you to doing porn.
Yeah, actually, because I'm like, we watched our first porn together. He actually kind of had a problem with porn, I think, in my opinion, and that's like kind of a problem in our relationship. Like, if you're jerking off to porn when I'm in the other room, like fuck me, don't jerk off to porn. What the hell?
Yeah. What's this guy's name, by the way? What was his name? You don't have to give last names. I just want his first name.
We don't need to say that.
I just want to shout him out. I kind of want to thank him because, you know, for him being such a douchebag, it caused you to want to seek to make porn. So it's like I kind of want to shake his hand, you know, like, hey, I whatever happened between you guys. I mean, I know you were kind of a dick, but, you know, thank you, because now I'm enjoying her DVDs because you were a douchebag, you know, and I wish more guys.
You know, there are several douchebags in between him and porn.
So I have a lot of guys to credit then. Damn. Well, I'm obviously not going to be buying drinks for everybody because that could get really expensive then. But I wish there was a lot more douchebags like that were dating really hot women, you know, and then hopefully they all just decide to go do porn. But, you know, is what it is. So you're making these films at home, and how did this get started? Did you just hit up some friends and was just like, you want to fuck on camera, or?
No, actually, I did mostly solo clips.
Okay. Because that was always my approach with women. You know, you want to fuck on camera, and you know, doesn't go over so well.
Right, and I'm like, you know, I don't really want to approach a bunch of like random dudes around here because I don't know, it's just like kind of a weird way to meet people, and
see, you and me took two different. How
am I supposed to know if they're going to be able to perform?
Well, you and me took two different paths then. While you're not trying to meet random dudes to fuck, I'm like, random chicks want to fuck on camera, you know? So, so the trials and tribulations of two different people all going down two different paths. Gotta love it. So these were friends of yours? That you started doing
the partner clips that I've shot were actually with people that were contacts in California that I had met on the internet through, actually, I would say through Tumblr.
Because that's not random.
but they're both like porn performers.
Uh-huh.
Or actually, I have 3 different partner clips. So yeah, they're all porn performers. So it wasn't like that random, I guess.
So you knew of their work before that.
Yeah, and
okay.
I like, you know, knew people who had worked with them and stuff like that. But I had shot mostly solo clips for like 2.5 years, and then I was like bored and kind of out of ways to masturbate, so I decided to do the James Dean amateur tapes.
Okay.
And that's how I started.
A lot of people go through James as their first. And what was that experience like?
I mean, it was really interesting because I emailed and then I didn't really hear back, so I kind of emailed again to touch base, and the casting director, she was like, actually, like, can you be in New York in, like, it was like 10 days, and I'm in Michigan, so I was like, yes. And so I got, like, my shift covered at work, and I enlisted a friend to drive with me, and went to New York City and met him at a Holiday Inn.
Okay.
And,
high class shit
and
right
knocked
there.
on his hotel room. Knocked on his hotel room door, and we hung out and talked, and we fucked. It was actually really, like, easy.
And the cool thing about it is that the Holiday Inn, if you stay overnight, you usually get a free breakfast in the morning, and they got free Wi-Fi. So it's cool. You can check your messages afterwards. But I'm saying you had the option there. You could have gotten yourself a free breakfast. You know, if you didn't, that's on you. You know, you missed out on that. You know, that was your mistake. You could have got the free breakfast. But, so did this lead to getting signed to an agency, or did you just kind of seek one after that?
Actually, then I just, like, went home and sat on it for a little while and waited for my scene to come out.
Because once you've already done that, it's pretty much out there. It's going to be on the internet. Everybody's going to see it. At that point, you might as well just do it, right?
Right, for sure.
So,
and then I actually had an agency contact me in Florida.
Okay.
And I went down there, and I did the Florida thing and shot with Reality Kings and Bang Bros. And
did your family know that you were doing this, or do they know at all that you do
No,
this?
they still don't.
They still don't?
I mean, I think they do, but we just don't talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, if you can order 2 babies from Korea, I'm sure they could have seen this on the internet.
My parents don't use the internet.
Well, what did they do? Mail order to get you here? Like, how? I mean,
dude, that was in 1986.
Shit was easier in 1986. It was just a couple box tops and a stamp, and it's like you get a baby.
Yeah, they just did everything, you know, over the phone and by mail. They didn't have the internet.
They didn't have an app for that yet. We got to get that
right.
Korean baby app.
Adoption app.
Yeah, so anybody that's listening, if you go on Google Play or the iTunes store, you can get that Korean baby app and order yourself some Korean babies.
Hey, I had this Asian dating app pop up while I was playing Trivia Crack, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
They were trying to help you out. You know what I mean? Like, it's an endorsement deal.
I don't need a date. I don't need to meet Asian women. And then I read all the comments. The reviews were horrible. They're like, these aren't real women.
So that's what they were trying to do. They were like, look, our rating and our approval rate sucks. So can we have you kind of come in and kind of turn this ship around, you know? Another missed opportunity. You could have got paid from the app and you could have had a free breakfast. We got to get you a good manager here. You're missing opportunities.
I know, dang.
So you're doing this thing down in Florida, and how many scenes have you shot to date? Are you keeping count? Or I always ask this, and people always like lose count.
Oh man, I stopped keeping count. I should keep count though.
Gives you something to do. You could probably Google that shit, you know.
Yeah, it's really not that many actually. It's probably like, I don't know. It's under 20.
Okay. Now, in your lifetime, do you know how many partners that you've had?
Like personal partners, or are we counting work now too?
Yeah, work and personal, kind of combine that, like.
I stopped counting that too. It's probably like 45.
Okay.
Not that many for someone in my profession.
Yeah. But now, how sexual are you outside of the business? Do you date? Do you Are you more of a one-night stand gal, or like what's life like outside of the business?
Well, currently my sex life is sadly non-existent.
Is it by choice?
But yes, I just got out of a bad relationship, and I've been like kind of just recovering, and then I live in like a new town, and I don't really know how to meet people because I don't really go out.
So this last guy, was this a white guy too?
Yeah.
These white guys are kind of fucking it up for me. You know, like damn.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm actually ready to switch teams and go like totally lesbian.
And like, have you ever had lesbian thoughts growing up?
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean,
I'm totally bisexual for sure.
Okay. And what age did you know that you were bisexual, or at least bi-curious?
I mean, I would say that my first attractions were to women, not men.
Okay. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, you know, being adopted is a big task on its own, you know, to kind of deal with that, and then being adopted by white people, and like a lot of people are going to say that, oh, well, that's why she turned to porn. When you went into porn, did it solely have anything to do growing up? Like, was this a rebellious thing that you did, or is this something that you always had like this sexual desires to do?
I mean, I've always sort of done things like on the fringe of society. Like, I started stripping at 21.
Okay.
And
so you left that part out. So before you got into porn, you were a stripper.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, just like, you know, the fact that like I decided to like drop out of college and like get married and do that, and then I got divorced, and then I was like, oh, like I'll start stripping, and then I like went back to school, and then I didn't like that, and so I just started like working at a restaurant and hostessing, and then I started making my own clips.
So it's not your stereotypical, she had daddy issues type things. Like, there was never any weird shit that happened in your house that made you kind of like fucked up in the head that you wanted to start doing porn, or?
No, it's just, I've always been kind of hypersexual. And then I just kind of realized, you know, like I've already done so many other things, like why not, you know, try this like masturbating on camera and see how it goes. And it started to be kind of lucrative for me, and so I ran with it.
Believe me, if I could get paid to have sex with women, I would totally be about it, but it's probably more likely ending up being the other way around. You know, I probably would have to pay for it more than getting paid to do it. So it's not a lucrative deal for me, but I can see, I mean, obviously you're very attractive, and so guys probably just want you to just see you and, you know, want to just be with you. But speaking of the women, you said you're being bisexual and everything. When was the first time that you ever full-blown had sex with a woman?
Gosh, how old was I?
Was this before or after a guy, or?
It was after a guy. I actually didn't have full-blown sex with a woman, like oral full-blown sex with a woman, until a few years ago.
Okay. And was this was a friend? And kind of take us through that.
Actually, it was a threesome with her and her boyfriend.
Okay.
And I don't know. Apparently, I'm really good.
I've seen a lot of your work, and I wouldn't complain. I'm not kicking you out of bed. So, what do you enjoy about being in the business?
There's a lot of really good things about being in the business.
I mean, other than money and sex.
Other than money and sex?
Because that would be the obvious for me. I'm like, if I'm getting paid guap to fuck all day, like, yeah, obviously it's a no-brainer to be in this world.
Right. I mean, like, the fact that, like, I get to have sex with, like, a lot of attractive people who are tested and clean is, like, pretty awesome. But just meeting different people, all the people in the industry are really interesting. I like to hear everyone's different stories because, you know, we all ended up in porn somehow. Mm-hmm. So I always find that really interesting. I like the freedom that porn gives me. Just like being able to travel, and sort of like I shoot for people, but mostly I'm my own boss. So that's nice.
Now, what is something that when you got into porn, you expected something and it wasn't what you expected? Is there any negative stuff where you're just like, wow, I was kind of really hoping for this, and this is not how it is?
I mean, I would say don't date in porn.
Okay, so that's a no-no.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I kind of had heard that before, but I made that mistake.
It's all about trial and error. You got to try it, you know.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change? Or do you would like to see changed in the adult business?
I mean, I wish people could be more professional and maybe have a little more, I don't know, like morals and ethics. But other than that, you know, it's whatever. It's porn, so.
No, what's some of the...
I guess I'm kind of asking a lot.
Yeah, well, what's some of the... Well, I mean, yeah, it is kind of porn, you know what I mean? It's just like... But still, it's still a business, and there's still contracts, and there's still money being exchanged back and forth, and there's testing done, and, you know what I mean? It is a serious thing. What's some of the things you encountered where you're saying is, like, just unprofessional? And you don't have to mention names of people, because we obviously know we're not going to get names.
Well, for example, actually, I just saw someone tweet this recently, like, why do companies have submission forms on their sites when they never contact anyone back? So there's that, and, like, I've emailed companies and never heard a response, like, you know, not even, like, a no thank you. Like, it'd just be nice to, like, know that they even got the email.
Okay.
You know, when you're sending out booking emails, and just like people, like, you know, it's people gossip a lot in the industry.
Mm-hmm. That's almost anywhere, though. You know, I mean, any form of business that you do, you can't get away from the high school shit. There's always somebody who, at some point between freshman year and senior year of high school, you know, they fucking stopped maturing and, you know, are just like stuck in sophomore mode the rest of their fucking lives. But I mean, you're saying that you email people and they just don't get back to you. Remind me, I'll give you my email address. You email me, I will hit you right back. And then, you know, I know it's a holiday weekend, but we can definitely we can shoot for something next week. I'm totally down. I mean, it's totally up to you. You know, or not.
What's that?
As that one went right over your head. I was like, I'll give you my email address. And I said, I'll totally email you back. I mean, we could shoot for something next week. And it was just like awkward silence.
Next week?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Michigan right now.
Well, it only took you 10 days to get to New York. I'm in Philly. So, I mean, I'm thinking in 10 days, you know, I'll give you the 11. So, I totally bombed on that one. People are gonna love it when they listen to this back. Be like, dude, you totally offered to like have sex with her, and she just gave you the awkward silence treatment. I'm like, yes, yes, she totally did. I mean, it's because I'm white, isn't it? You know. Damn it, there was some truth to that tweet.
No, it's because you're a dude.
Because I'm a dude. So you really are pursuing this like lesbian thing?
I don't know. I just like I'm just a little disheartened with the male gender right now.
Well, I'm offering to make you change your mind on that, but if you're stuck in your ways, you're stuck in your ways. So what do you love about women? Other than guys are douchebags, and that's the other alternative.
Right. Other than the fact that men suck, I don't know.
It's like saying you don't like Donald Trump, so you're gonna go with Clinton. You know, it's like, well, Donald Trump's a douchebag, so I'm gonna go with Clinton. And the only other
don't even get me started on either of them, really.
And the only other option is Bernie Sanders, which is like the hermaphrodite. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't want the guy, don't want the girl, but I got the hermaphrodite. You know. So I mean, but what do you like about women?
Well, first of all, women are beautiful. You know, men kind of have to step up their beauty game. I don't know, but most of the time, you know, women look pretty well put together and clean. I'm a fan of good hygiene.
So you don't like the dirty guys, or you want the guys to clean up and look pretty for you? You like pretty guys?
No, I don't. But
I was gonna say, because the guys that end up being the pretty guys, there's usually something more to them. You know, just letting you know.
Yeah, I don't really like pretty guys because I don't want them to be prettier than me. But I just want them to be clean and like trim their fingernails and toenails and brush their teeth regularly. Take showers. That's
Basic
good.
maintenance goes a long way.
Like not look like a bum, not dress like a bum. I don't know. Not ask me to pick their nose for them. No joke, my last boyfriend did that.
Really? Well, that's disappointing. Yeah. So, now, would you ever date a woman? Is like dating a thing, or is it just sexual for you and women?
I don't really know, because I haven't really pursued that. But I don't know. I feel like maybe women have what I've been missing in guys, which is like compassion and consideration and respect.
You've really met some douchebag guys, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You may want to look into that Asian dating app then. Or maybe some other apps, because it seems like you just had a bad finding spots of guys. Where were you picking guys up from? Was this something did you randomly like date guys that you met at like the bar, or maybe that might be the issue?
No, I don't drink. So
Okay.
The last one I met at porn, and the one before that I met on Tinder.
You know what? Tinder with me, just to put it out there, I can't stand Tinder anymore. I'm swiping right, and like nothing's fucking happening. And then they're telling me, they're like, you haven't logged in a while. Someone likes you. Who the fuck likes me? Because I'm swiping right, and obviously the people that like me, I obviously don't like them. So.
Aww.
I know, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I downloaded Tinder as a joke, actually, because I was like, oh, what's this? People were playing on it, and I thought it was funny. And I ended up, like, you know, finding someone who, like, looked decent. And I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And, yeah, that was a bad idea.
It's easier for Tinder for women than it is guys, you know, because guys, every woman thinks that all guys want to do on Tinder is just fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hookup thing. Whereas women are like, they probably get more swipe rights than guys do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's more, like, I don't know what the percentage rates are on all this shit, but I feel like there's more guys using Tinder than there are women. So it's like, if you got a million guys swiping right on like 100 women, you get lost in the shuffle somewhere, you know? So that's why I don't pay for that. That's why I don't pay for premium likes. Fuck that. I'm not paying you money for likes. You can't even. You can't even come through on the basic trial shit. So I'm not paying extra for that. But couple questions I had from fans, because I want to get some fan questions in here before we talk about my embarrassing, miserable dating life. So what are your favorite types of scenes to shoot? It's a question we got asked by a lot of people and always gets asked. But what is your favorite types of scenes to shoot?
I mean, let's see. That's a really hard question, because I feel like I haven't actually shot enough scenes to really have a favorite type. But like POV scenes are always pretty easy to shoot. So that's always a plus because in regular scenes, there's a lot of weird positions that the girl sometimes has to do. So the easier, the better.
Now, was there something that you want to do in porn that you haven't yet done, or you're just like you're eager to want to do? Like, damn, I really want to do this kind of scene and haven't done it yet.
I have not done a full girl scene, which sounds insane because it seems like one of the first things that I should do. But no, I've not done a full girl scene, and I really want to.
Well, I can't help with that one, but
And there's like a ton that I want to shoot that I haven't. I have not done like straight up boy girl. I would love to do that. The idea of having like, you know, two guys fucking me at once is really like a really big turn on. I really want to do, you know, my first like group sex scene, you know, with like multiple guys. I really want to start. I'm getting ready to do my first anal. I would really like to do that soon, and you know, go from there.
Now,
do my first gangbang.
Now, have you done any of this stuff in your personal life, or is this all going to be first time camera, first time real life stuff?
I've done anal in my real life, but the rest would all be first on camera and in real life.
Okay. So, like, are you open to doing, like, DP scenes, or is that stuff that you would be interested in doing?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay. And when you say you want to do gangbang, how many is, you know, too many? What kind of numbers are you looking at here?
I don't know if there's such thing as too many. I mean, like,
there really
visually,
isn't,
on camera, there's a such thing as, like, too many because, you know, you don't want, like, too many guys just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fluffers needed for guys that are just standing around.
But, I think I would like to start with 5.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many do you think you could take? Like, what's your freak level at? Like, how much can you handle?
I would love to test that on camera.
Okay.
I really don't know.
So you just want to keep the camera rolling and just throw another guy in the mix and just kind of see until you tap out?
Oh, yeah.
Like, cut. I don't think she's moving anymore. I really don't know. She's just kind of laying here.
I mean, I can fuck for a long time, so.
Now, when you say that, do you orgasm quickly, or are you the type that it takes a while?
It depends. It really depends on the day and the person that I'm with.
Okay. Because a lot of women tell me that once they orgasm, they're just totally, like, they're out of the mood. You know, like they're not into it anymore. So which could be, you know, harmful to doing a gangbang scene, because if you've already orgasmed after the first guy, the rest of it you're like, you know, you're not into it.
No, I can come multiple times, and I'm a squirter, so I can, like, squirt a bunch, too.
Okay. Do you enjoy squirting?
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's good that you mentioned that, because you do have a DVD out. What is it? Asian Fuck Machines or something? Is that what it's called?
Yes, Asian Fuck Machines.
Okay. And how do you feel, though, about being casted for, like, these Asian-themed DVDs? I mean, obviously you're Asian, but, like, do you want to just be able to just do a DVD or do a scene and it just be kind of like, I'm just me, a really hot chick that does porn, not be, you know, doing things just because you're Asian?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few. I mean, I feel like I've done a healthy mix of both, like, regular scenes and then, like, Asian-themed ones. For Reality Kings, I've done a few, like, for their crazy Asian GF, and, like, Happy Tugs is Asian themed. And then I've done, you know, like, for New Sensations, my Asian Hot Wife, and now, like, the Asian Fuck Machines for Jules Jordan. But I've also I've done, like, Freaky Petite and my first prints too from Archangel. And those weren't like Asian themed ones at all.
And those are really cool. Like, I'm not being paid by Archangel to, you know, promote their stuff, but they do some really cool projects, you know. At least in my opinion, they do.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I feel like really lucky to have been able to shoot for them twice. And Mind Freak is really fun to work for.
Now, you say you've done like petite themes and everything. Like, what are all your exact measurements? Because looking at you, you are pretty petite. You're kind of like a carry-on size, which I'm totally down with. But I could put you in an overhead and totally take you everywhere with me. But what are all the measurements? Because people were asking.
I'm right about 5'2", 5'3", like in between there. I'm 100 pounds. 32B bra, 23-inch waist, 34-inch ass.
So you got a little bit of a booty there for being Asian. Now,
yes.
Obviously you were probably eating well in Michigan, because I don't know many Korean women straight from Korea that, you know, got a little badonkadonk back there. Is there anything that you would like to change about yourself? Anything where you're like, I wish I, you know, had bigger boobs, or wish I, you know, had done a nose job? Or is there anything that, if you had the opportunity to change anything, what is something you would love to change, if anything?
Nothing plastic surgery wise. I have made jokes about getting some fake tits so I can do MILF porn. But I don't really want fake boobs because I like having small boobs. Like, I feel like big boobs would get in the way. I'm a very practical person.
Big boobs get in the way. I that's the first I've heard of that, but, you know, unless we're talking about man boobs, which, you know, sometimes I could totally attest to that, you know. God damn it, they just get in the way of things, but
But no, I know many people with big boobs who, like, they're just like, they're an obstruction, and, you know, you can't wear, like, certain shirts, and your back hurts, and you always have to wear a bra. Like, I don't wear a bra 90% of the time.
So you're just free-balling it, letting them hang loose, and no.
For sure. I'm currently naked talking to you.
You wait till almost, 45 minutes into the podcast to let me know that you're naked.
Yeah, I've just been hanging out naked this entire time.
See, I've been dreaming of the day that we're going to have a guest on who lets me know that they're laying there naked, you know, because we're like, and then you let me know we're almost out of here. But fuck it, while you are there laying, I mean, kind of give us a synopsis of what the scene looks like. You're laying in bed, or?
Yeah, I'm laying in bed, on my stomach with my butt up in the air.
Okay. And
got you on speakerphone.
Oh, awesome! So the whole neighborhood can hear me. That's awesome. We're live broadcasting right now. That's awesome.
Maybe my whole apartment complex. Yeah.
So when you live in a complex, are you by yourself? Do you have a roommate, or?
I live by myself.
Okay. And what are your neighbors? The neighbors know what you do for a living?
No, I just moved here a few months ago. I haven't really met too many neighbors. I don't really know if they've heard it because I make clips in my apartment.
Nice.
I always wonder how well the sound carries.
I was gonna say, do you have soundproof walls, or how thin are the walls?
I don't really know. I never hear my neighbors, so.
Well, maybe they're just not getting it on.
Right.
Are they like old people, or?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Obamacare, I don't think pays for Viagra. You know?
I never even hear their voices, you know, so I'm just thinking that the insulation is pretty good in these walls.
Well, it's a couple different things. Either they're not fucking, or maybe they're just using gag balls, you know? Maybe they're freakier than you may know.
You know what? I'm so loud that even a gag, like, would not really help, because I would squeal over it.
So when you're doing these clips, I mean, obviously you say you would squeal over a gag ball, so you must be pretty loud then. And Maybe they're just embarrassed to like knock on the door and see if you're okay.
Maybe. I'm a screamer, so.
Well, because I mean, I know if I live next door, I'm probably sitting there with a cup on the wall and I'm just listening and I'm just like, okay, let's not ruin a good thing and go over there and ask what the hell's going on. Just, you know, you could put on any hot TV show. I mean, you could be watching like, I don't know, the WNBA. Put that shit on mute and just listen to you know, moan and groan, and it makes women's basketball a hell of a lot more interesting. Right? It's kind of like, have you ever tried watching women's tennis, just leaving the sound on and closing your eyes?
No, that sounds horrible.
No, it's not though. You got to listen to them when they're like hitting the ball back and forth, and they're just like, and it's like, look, when you've interviewed enough porn stars that I've interviewed, and you've watched enough porn that I've watched, you have to get creative. You have to find new ways to make this shit interesting, because it's just, you get bored with the same old stuff, you know?
That is true. I mean, look at all the crazy fetishes that are out there.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy fetishes that you want to share with us?
I wouldn't say I have any crazy fetishes, really.
What's something crazy that most people, what's something crazy your neighbors would know that you do? Besides making clips out of your apartment, which was probably crazy enough for them.
What's crazy that they would know I would do?
Or, no, like what's something that would probably just totally mind fuck them, where they would be like, oh shit, she does that? I mean, they're probably already weirded out when they find out that you're doing clips in your apartment, you know?
They probably would. I mean, I sleep with a machete next to my bed, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But that's just in case, someone breaks in and I just want to scare them.
You got to have an open house.
I'm actually a really highly functioning stoner. People are really surprised to find that out.
Okay. And
but I just smoke because I have stomach problems and my stomach cramps up if I don't smoke.
So you have a medical card, is what you're saying?
I do.
That's like a cop-out for everything.
It is a good cop-out, but literally every time I try, I have thought about quitting, and every time I try, my stomach hurts so bad that I'm just like, nope, that's a really bad idea.
It's like, I got bad anxiety, I got glaucoma, I got, I don't know, I just got, I got a weird twitch, I need to smoke.
No, I have a hiatal hernia.
There you go. That's a new one for the list.
It's a stomach problem.
There you go. So none of the neighbors have ever knocked on the doors. But like I said, you need to have an open house. You should have an open house, kind of let everybody know, like, hey, this is what I do. You can buy clips while you're sitting here. There's little, snacks there on the table. There's a machete over there. Anybody acts a fool? I can't promise what might happen with that. Damn, I kind of wish you were shooting a clip right now. I need to get a guest on the podcast that will do like a live podcast as they're shooting a scene or doing a clip. Like, that's my goal. That's my goal for the end of this year. That's one of my bucket list goals.
If I would have known, I could have set something up.
Well, definitely. No, it's cool though, because that's the great thing. Now that we've already made a contact, we can do this. We could plan this. Like, I definitely
for sure.
When you tell me when a guy, I mean, I don't know, kind of, you sell the idea to your fans, and we'll sell it right now. If you would love to hear her, shoot a clip while being on my podcast, like, I don't know how I would sweeten the pot, but whatever we got to do to make it happen, we want to hear you get off on air. That would be the ultimate. We've never had a guest get off while on air, We've had people get off the air. Fun. Yeah. So, but let everybody know where they can find you at online, because I know you said you sell the clips.
Yeah, you can find me at xosaya.com. That's XOSAYA. And that's my ManyVid store, and you can find all my clips. And I also sell panties, which I actually have to update that, but you can find panties, and also be selling heels, all that kind of good stuff on there.
And we got to get, like, I don't know, we have to get you, like, earbuds or something to put on your phone so you can kind of hear, we can hear you and you can hear us as you're doing your thing with this clip. So the first guy that goes out there and buys this clip, let me know you're buying that clip. I don't know what I have here in the studio, but I will hook it up. I'll put some kind of prize pack together. So not only will you get a clip, but you'll get something from me. Not that you probably want anything from me, but if indeed you did, I will send you something to make that happen for us. So, but we really appreciate you coming on and just kind of talking to us a little bit. You're hella cool, beautiful and sexy. Is there anything you want the fans to know before you get out of here?
Just thank you for being a fan and supporting me, and please continue requesting me to your favorite sites and directors, because I'm a free agent, so all of your requests help me to get booked. Thank you. And
you can always email me at mmbradio@aol.com. Like I said, if you need 10, 11, 12, however many days it takes to get from Michigan to Philly, you let me know, because you're a free agent, and I want to make this shit happen. So,
all right.
We appreciate it, and like I said, we hope to hear more things from you, and I can't wait to see more of your clips.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. You have a great night.
You too. Bye. Hey, what's up? This is Saya Song, and you're listening to Mixed Master B on MMB Radio.